Hi and welcome again to our Ladies United boxing chat. And my name is Bettina and I am the founder of Ladies United.
And my name is Katalin and I'm the co-founder of Ladies United BC. Today we have a new episode, another talk with chat with an amazing person. We started a new theme this month, which is about focusing about female coaches. So we have three amazing women who will tell us about how to be a boxing coach, and they tell us about their stories and share some maybe principles, values, whatever they have in their heart, share some ideas maybe with us. So we are really excited to have this topic, also because we are also interested in coaching ourselves. So I think it could be a great idea to share some knowledge and experience with each other. So September month is about amazing female coaches. We used to say like Ladies United boxing chat is about stories. Behind every glove there is a story we can share. Then we can turn it a little bit around and we can say like behind every great fighter there is a great boxing coach.
So I just want to introduce this person. Sally reached out to us for like a short while ago. She was interested in getting our concept of our Ladies United boxing camp to Egypt. So we talked about that, and since that we became good friends. And she have like a lot of knowledge, and she have both been like a boxer and a coach, and she has been traveling and been in Australia, and now she's back at Egypt. And she's also teaching PE and health part-time. She's the coach of the military school for the women team. She's the founder of and boxing coach at the Impact Sports Academy, as I know she's sitting at right now. So let's invite Coach Sally in.
Hey, Sally.
Hey guys, how are you?
Can you hear us?
Good, and you?
Yes, I'm good. Here at the academy.
Okay.
Where the boxing ring is and all the girls are getting ready.
That's nice. In the end of the chat, I would like to ask some questions for the girls.
Of course, absolutely.
It's not interrupting the trainings.
No, it's fine. No problems. I've got like the assistant coaches there looking after the training, so it's all good.
Nice. It's nice you give yourself the time to chat with us, because when we have been like talking and chatting a bit, you are so inspiring. You have so much knowledge and experience. So we think that it should go out to all our followers and the people that is a part of Ladies United.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. I'm very humbled, and it's my pleasure, and I'm very excited. I was very excited today to be here actually with you guys. So it's a great thing. I'm glad we met even through social media.
Yeah.
I hope better things will come ahead, especially after the Corona period or the Corona era will end. I hope good things will come to everybody.
Definitely. It's like kind of put a block for all of us. Like we didn't want to start, plan any camps or anything, because you never know. Now it started becoming Easter. I don't know what is it called. Autumn. Sorry.
Autumn.
It might come back in Denmark now.
Yeah, it might come back again. Like, there's a lot of people saying there's another wave and all of these things. So, we take it day by day.
Is it an outside gym?
Yes,
awesome.
We're out. It's an outside, yes.
It's cool. Maybe one day we're gonna be there. Stand
there. Absolutely. Both our locations, like all of our locations, they're all outdoors.
That's amazing.
Cool.
Except for the military school. The military school is indoors, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's start. Like you are origins. How's it saying?
Origins.
Your
origins. Yeah, you can say
from Egypt, right?
Yes, I'm originally Egyptian, but I'm an Australian immigrant. So I was like, my parents migrated to Australia in the 70s. So I'm a naturalized Australian, like I'm an Australian citizen as well. And, you know, but I've always had ties to Egypt, you know, like when you're an immigrant, like, so for example, if you're Chinese, you always speak Chinese, you know, like if you live in America or you live in England or wherever, you still, you know, keep in touch with your culture.
Exactly.
So this is how it was like. I've always kept in touch with my ethnic culture. And, but I've lived in Australia most of my life.
Yeah. And then when you grew up in Australia, how did you start boxing and why boxing?
So I started kickboxing. I've always been an athlete. Like, you know, ever since I was in school, I was like always like in track and field. I played basketball. You know, I was like in a handball team once, and I played so many different sports and soccer as well. I was very, very keen on soccer. I used to play with the boys. I was a bit of a boy, like I was a tomboy.
Yeah.
You know, so I was always like athletic. I was always like, you know, competitive. And then I was still like playing soccer, even like in high school. And then when I started university, before I start university, I went and started training kickboxing. And there wasn't any, like it was new, like, you know, there was martial arts, of course, but, you know, boxing was also there, but no girls, like, you know, it was like in maybe 1999 or the year 2000 or something. And there was hardly any girls in these sports.
Yeah.
So I went and I said, you know, I'm going to go and do kickboxing. And I went to this place, and at that time, even they didn't have amateur rules for kickboxing. So, you know, I went and I started training and started sparring, and then I hurt myself. I got terribly injured, you know, in my leg, you know, my shin and my knee. And it was really, it was terrible. Yeah. Like kickboxing is not for everybody.
No.
No,
You have to have the pain on your legs.
Yes. You have to have very good. And I thought because I play soccer, I'm gonna have strong legs, but it's not. It's not like soccer. No, it's not like soccer. So I got injured, and then I stopped, and you know, and of course I stopped doing sport for a while until I recovered, and then I went back to soccer again. And then, you know, nothing like, you know, I didn't think of going to a combat sport or anything. And then later on, like after even I got married, I decided to, like, you know, there was the police club in Australia. They always have boxing sessions and things like that. I said, I'll go and try it. And then I loved it. And I had the technique as well. Like, you know, my coordination and technique was still there from kickbox. I started remembering, you know, the muscle memory was still there. Sorry?
What was it you loved about boxing? Because you said you loved it immediately.
I felt that, you know, I felt that it was unfinished, you know, like I don't like to start something and just leave it. You know what I mean? So when I started kickboxing and I felt like I regretted, like, you know, why did I start this sport and learn? You know, I should have finished it. But then getting hit in the leg was really bad.
Did you fight with low kicks?
Yeah. At that time, it was all low kicks.
Yeah.
So it was, I said, you know, I'm not going to go back to kickboxing. And it was a local club, so it was near my house. So I said, I'm going to, you know, I'll go and see how it's like. Maybe I'll finish what I started, you know. So I went and I started training, and there was like the coach there was like some heavyweight champion, and he's originally Croatian, actually. He wasn't like, he was an immigrant as well, like me, but he was originally Croatian, and like, you know, he was a really good boxer. But he wasn't interested in me very much, you know. He was interested in, like, there was a couple of other girls that he was really interested in. And, you know, this is how it's like sometimes, you know, the coaches favor, you know, some over the others.
Always.
And then,
Unfortunately.
I try not to do that, but it just happens, hey.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, like, you know, I really want to fight. And then he was like, oh, I don't think you're ready yet. I don't think you're ready. So I went to another gym, another boxing gym, and they said, we'll put they put me up to spar with a boy, and I did really well. And then they said, okay, there's a fight next week. We'll put you on the card. So I was like,
that was fast. Nice.
So I was like, seriously. And then, and it happened. And I went back to the coach, you know, that Croatian coach. And he said, really, they told you that? So he put me against that girl that he thought was like, you know, like his favorite girl.
Yeah.
And we had a sparring session, and I was like, I did really well, apparently. And then, you know, he was quiet, and he was really quiet, and he was like, oh, but don't go to these people and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, this is how it all started, and like, this is how I got back. And
How old were you that time?
I was like in my late 20s, actually.
Okay.
Wow.
Very, very late 20s. So, almost 30, but, you know, I really wanted to finish it. But since I started, like, you know, after the first fight, all the fights kept on coming. You know, we always have, like in Australia, there's always fight nights, like almost every week. You could go every week if you want, like you could talk to your coach, like to speak to the promoters and things like that. And that's amateur. It's not like, on a, sometimes I actually had a couple of fights that were on a pro card. I was like on a pro night. So it was like in a nice ballroom style with tables and drinks and things like that.
Do you remember the first time you had to go to the ring and fight? Do you remember like how was the feeling for you too?
I remember it very well. Like it was yesterday.
Tell us a little bit about that.
It's like that for everybody, isn't it?
I do. I don't remember my first fight. I was 7.
Oh my God.
I have no idea.
Wow.
I don't remember my fight, I think. I was, later. But the first time.
I guess when you're younger, it's a lot better because you don't have, like, the conscious is not there. So I was, like, very nervous. Like, I was, like, very tensed. And I didn't even know who to talk to because my coach didn't say a thing. Like, I don't know. He was, like, really old school, you know. He wasn't telling me anything, you know, what to do. And then actually there was a lady that used to go to the gym with me, and she's on the judging panel for the the bikini models and the bodybuilders and things like that, the bodybuilding federation. And she helps a lot of the bikini models and bodybuilders, like with the their routines and their stage performances and things like that. So I spoke to her and I said, like, I'm gonna go on, like, in the ring and I'm gonna be in front of everybody, and I'm like really tensed. And she actually told me, just blur everything, like, you know how you blur a picture. She said, just blur everyone around you and the sounds of people. Like when you go to the shopping center, it's like a background noise. Don't listen to anyone cheering on you or against you. And she said, just listen to your coach and blur everyone, and just when you're in the rest time, just look at your coach, and during the fight, just look at your opponent, and that's it.
Did it work for you?
And it did, and I won the fight. It was my first fight, and again against a South African girl, and I won.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was it that club, the second club, was that club when you were together with the strong Australian girl team like Anja Stridsman and the others?
No, it wasn't yet. It wasn't that yet. That was like when I first started. I started something called, I was in something called the Australian Boxing League. It's not ABA. It's not an ABA official boxing body. And even like the people that fight under Boxing Australia, they kind of like don't like it very much, and they don't like to be associated with those boxers, because the league is made for boxers who want to turn professional.
Okay,
Yeah.
So it's not it's not really amateur. Like they know that even their style is like the pros.
Yeah.
They fight like professional fighters. They don't like fight like amateur style.
Yeah. Okay.
So I wasn't at that time like yet on the police PCYC, which is the police club, when I used to actually go and train with Anya Stridesman and Kay Scott and like all of these girls. Yeah.
And they are like, to the people that don't know them, they are like the top of Australia at the moment. So
Yes.
you were in good company at that time.
Yeah, many times, you know, we've sparred many times. And this is how I got better, to be honest. I thank them very much, and we're on good terms, and we stay in touch, you know, on social media. Even last year when I went to Australia, I saw Anya, I saw Kay. We didn't spar. There was no sparring because I don't fight anymore.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was there and like honestly to support them and, you know, just to give them a bit of a push because after I left, it was the Olympic qualifiers, you know what I mean? Yeah. So they were training really hard at that time.
So how was it?
And many of the Australian girls that went to the World Championships, there's Emma Sue Greentree, there's Caitlin Torrington, there's many girls that from other clubs, but we used to all gather like once a month at the police club for a huge sparring camp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So then you went from being a boxer to being a coach. When was that?
So after I won my Golden Gloves, you know, I went and there was like, the Golden Gloves is a really big tournament in Australia. It's a regional tournament, so it's not just Australia. You get people from New Zealand, you get people from Papua New Guinea, you get people from New Caledonia, from Tonga, from Samoa. So it's pretty strong, you know. You get all the Oceania, like the Pacific Islands. And after I won that, and I was actually 64 kilograms, but I went up in the weight division. My weight wasn't going. I couldn't cut weight.
Yeah.
And I was like 67 and I couldn't reduce my weight. So I spoke to my coach and I said, I can't. I'm just going to sign up for the 69. Like I'm going to go fill out the form and I'm going to fight in the 69 kilogram. I don't care who's there. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And after I won that, I just said, I think, you know, that's just it. You know, I just don't want to like this. It was a big tournament for me. It's a great title. Most people that win the Golden Gloves, they turn pro after it or they maybe go to the World Championships. But I wasn't ready to like, I think that was enough for me. It was a big international tournament.
Did you feel that you reached everything you wanted in boxing?
I think because I wanted to coach girls. So I don't want to like say selfless, but you know, I wasn't really focused on me anymore. You know, I wanted to really grow the sport. I didn't want to be self-centered and just be me, you know. I just wanted to pass it on and have more girls in the sport than what is right now.
Yeah. What do you think what do you think boxing can give to girls, to women?
Oh, to be honest, like you know, especially in this Eastern society, like in this in the Middle East and in North Africa, in this part of the world, it gives them a lot. Trust me, more than anything you can imagine. Okay, it's very liberating. They come here. You know, whatever holds them down in society or from their families, they just let go. They become like birds here, like free birds when they come to the boxing club.
Yeah.
They have a great time, even though there's a lot of tears, you know, when they get hit, they get upset sometimes. Some of them cry. But they love it because they're away from their families. I think the family is like the main center of pressure in the Egyptian society, or like, you know, the Middle Eastern society, Islamic society, or North Africa, whether you're Muslim, Christian, or whatever religion you are. I think the family is the main center of pressure. And they come here and they just let go of all of these pressures.
Yeah. What
They
about,
become
because
free.
I've seen some of the videos and pictures on your Instagram, and actually I can see that, you know, some of the pictures, like moms are sitting there and like watching the girls training and things. And I think that is such a nice picture to see that they are coming at some point and supporting them training.
Yes, they come, and one of them is support, and also like the families here are very conservative and they're very like protective. They're very protective. You know, the parent has to go with the girl everywhere. Sometimes I get frustrated. I'm like, seriously, like just leave them. You have to just let go. You know, that's how they're like. I mean, I grew up differently, and sometimes it bothers me because I didn't grow up that way. But I have to accept the culture.
Yeah, exactly. There is like a comment. Maybe it's one of your boxers. Let me see if I can pronounce the name right. Ildimax.
Her name is Dima. She's one of the boxers. Yeah, Dima.
She's writing a lot of tears to your comment. Nice. You also like brought something with you. We asked you to bring something that have like that means something for you.
The what? The what?
We ask you to bring something like a trophy or something that means something to you and have a story. Did you bring that?
I didn't actually.
No worries.
So I got this actually. This is what I got. So the Wi-Fi modem, so I can be connected.
Connecting.
I'm sorry that I didn't bring any of that, but
no worries.
Yeah.
No worries.
But if you should find something that have a meaning for you, it could be a medal, it could be like something else. What should it be?
My Golden Gloves medal actually this is my most precious medal.
Yeah,
is my Golden Gloves medal. Yes.
You mentioned a little bit about like you grew up in a different environment, and sometimes it can be a challenge for you to have these cultural differences. Like the families are so protective in Egypt. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with your thinking, the cultural difference you grew up in, and the way they grow up?
Yeah. So I try to explain to them, like, you know, I try to get them to trust me as well. First of all, when you have a female coach, you've already like gone halfway, 50%. Plus, I look Egyptian and I speak the language, so they trust me. You know what I mean? So I'm not like, I'm sorry. I mean, don't take offense, but I don't look Western. So I'm not blonde, and I'm not like, you know, I'm not a white Australian or anything. So they won't worry. Like, they know that I know the culture well. So they already have like the 50% trust. They know that I lived abroad, but they already can talk to me in the language, and they can sort of like pass the message, whatever they want to express.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever experienced that they had concern about that you come from another way of thinking?
Absolutely. First of all, like I'm not wearing a head cover, you know, like I'm not wearing many girls don't wear it, but again, many girls wear it. Don't forget, like, Egypt is 100 million inhabitants, you know, it's a huge country. So my hair is uncovered, so they sort of like worry a bit, like, you know, is she too liberated or what? You know, they start asking questions, and I can tell, you know, I can see it in their eyes. The second thing is also they have concerns about the sport itself. You know, they understand there's a female coach, but the sport itself, they go, why do you coach boxing? Why don't you just go and coach volleyball or something? And like, you know,
that's a question. Why do you coach boxing? I would like to know.
because I love it, and I'm good at it, and I think with coaching it, I've seen good results already. You know
Results
what I mean?
like in the ring or also outside the ring?
Inside and outside the ring with the girls, like, you know, even with novice girls, like after a month, they can already spar.
Yeah.
They're already ready for sparring, like even young girls, older ladies. I've seen good results. So, and even like with the titles, like girls that go to tournaments, they've already, like, after training with me, you know, 5 months, they went and got medals. And before that, they haven't achieved anything.
Yeah. That's nice.
So,
I think I was reading an article, maybe, I think it was on Facebook, about a girl from zero to hero.
yes,
Wasn't her story from training
Yes.
5 months?
right, that girl, yes. She
Yeah.
had done no sport ever in her life.
Yeah, amazing.
She had no sport, no muscles, nothing, no strength. And in 5 months, she was like about 52 kilograms. And then she gained about 6 kilograms of muscles. She was fighting in the 57 kilogram weight division. And she won silver medal at the national titles with the military school as well. So, you know, she was unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing. What is the most difficult part of being a coach?
Sometimes being female, you know, like a female coaching females. Sometimes not every girl wants to be coached by another female. They feel that, you know, you might be a bit of a threat to them or something. You know what I mean? Which is not true, but some of the girls that are a bit, especially if they're a bit older, you know, so if they're in their mid-20s or like in the second half of their 20s, they feel they don't take you as, you know, not serious. I don't mean they don't take you seriously, but they kind of like don't want to be, they don't.
Can it be something related to that the level of respect maybe starts at another level?
Yes. They don't want to have a female as a authoritarian. You know what I mean? They don't want authority by a female because this is how society is like. The authority is always male.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when she's an older lady and then there's another lady who has authority, they kind of like don't accept it, kind of.
Yeah.
I've had that. I've had that, and I've had dropouts. I've had like a few dropouts that don't want to train with me. They just don't like a female to be the head coach.
How do you deal with, because as you mentioned, you know, boxing is a world where mostly male dominance is appearing. How do you deal with that as a female coach?
It's difficult. It's very difficult. It's very difficult, especially in this part of the world. It's very, very hard. There's not many female coaches. Most of them come from martial arts backgrounds anyways. I may be the only one that did not really come from a martial arts background that's like kung fu or did like karate or something. You know, most of them come from martial arts. Excuse me. And and there's hardly any. There's maybe 3 or maximum 4 female coaches.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, especially when you go on tournaments. You need to have your own room. You need to have your own space. You know, you go on the bus and you're only a few bunch of girls with a whole bunch of boys. It's very difficult.
What about, you mentioned, when did you start coaching part? How many years ago did you start?
It's almost like 6 years ago now.
Okay. So if you look at like 66 years ago and now, what are the changes you can like identify in this boxing world for female coaches?
Look, they will accept you if you're coaching other girls. You know what I mean? But if you're coaching boys, it's kind of like tough, especially if you're going in the ring, if you're cornering in the ring against a top coach. You know, if you're going against like maybe a coach from the national team or some other big coach, then, you know, there's kind of like favors, you know what I mean? I doubt the judges sometimes when things like that happen. Especially if you're like, if the boxing match is like close points.
Yeah. So that can actually impact.
Yes. I feel they always, because you're not really, I mean, you're not a national team coach. You don't have the history like the other coach in the other corner. So it's kind of like, you know, we're not going to let you win. We'll let you win by split decision, but we're not going to give you a win. I mean,
So
you're going to lose by a split decision.
So it's not that much about that you're a woman coaching, but it's more about that you're not like in the, let's say, inner circle of the national team.
I think, no, it's also a woman, and yes, not in the circle of the national team as well.
So how do you see like the difference of being when you were in Australia in the boxing world and now you're in Egypt in the boxing world? What is the difference you see?
I feel here see, the government here and the president of the federation, they're very supportive of you know, developing the women's team. They're seriously trying. Like they're telling me like, just do whatever you like. If you want to go overseas, like you know, I told you, I like they say come and get a letter from us and things like that. I went recently. Something happened. Like there was a development program by the Ministry of Sport for boxing, but it was only for boys. So I applied. I spoke to the officials and I said, why don't you have the same program for girls? And then they told me to write a letter to the minister, and I did, and they accepted it.
Nice.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. For young girls, I think. Thank you. So they're really, really supportive. It's only as a coach, I feel the support, and I feel there's always like an opening, and the clubs are always welcoming a female coach because they want girls to practice. It is the culture and the parents that are very
What is your
keen.
What is your message, or how do you like communicate with your fighters or the girls in the club? Like if they get some kind of comments, you know, like they do this kind of sport, how do you try to, you know, like guide them? If they get any
I tell them, I speak to them mainly about the confidence that they will get. Because a lot of them have confidence issues. You know, they're shy, and they're like, again, they feel inferior in society because it's a very male dominant society. And I talk to them about the confidence that they will get from this kind of sport. Okay. They will not be harassed, for example, on the street. They can be walking with confidence that, you know, if anything happens, they can stick up for themselves. You know what I mean? They will not be put down. It's mainly the confidence issue, you know, even if they lose a fight or two, you know, but they're now, I mean, some of them, I know some that didn't win a fight. Okay. They had maybe like 3 or 4 fights, but they haven't won anything. So they decided to stop for a while, but still even with those fights, they're now very confident in life.
I have to say, like, even losing 4 fights in the beginning is nothing. Like, I mean, my first 8 fights, I lost every fight of them. And it was hard. And I tell you, during my career in boxing, I was close to give up so many times because I was like, it's not working for me. Yeah. But what I needed was like a coach that had the confidence in me and strengthens my confidence. And and then I started winning the fights, and come on, I ended up in the national team.
Well done.
It's like, you never know it. You never know. It's like the picture of this a guy that is digging in the mine, and then he's kind of quitting, But
Yep.
on the picture, you can see just on the other side, if he would like do one more digging, he would reach the goal
Right.
and the diamonds. So I think if you like boxing or it gives you something, maybe you lose the fights, but keep doing it. You never
Absolutely.
know when it's turning.
I know. You never know.
No,
You
exactly.
never know.
And talking about goals, what is your goal as a coach in Egypt?
Oh, yeah, that's well, the one main goal, of course, is to form a proper national team
Yeah.
of girls. It's been very deficient, here in Egypt. That every now and again they send one or two girls, but they stop, and it's because they're not successful. The year after, they don't send anyone, and so on and so forth. Okay. And maybe the girls, the parents stop them, or they want them to get married, or things like that. So it's to have a solid national team for at least 24 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want a solid national team with development and preparation for at least 24 months.
That's nice.
That's
And
my goal.
it is like, when I hear your goal, it's like, come on, that cannot be hard. But when you also tell about the story about the culture and things like that, I can understand it.
Yeah. And you know what? You can't blame the government. You can't blame the federation, because what they do is, like, say, for example, like today you have like one of your athletes and you give them like beautiful, expensive boxing boots, beautiful, expensive boxing gloves, and they come once and you never see their face again. They don't come back.
Yeah. Yeah, then I understand too. They don't want to put the effort.
Are you gonna give that same thing again? No.
Yeah.
You'll never give anyone again a pair of expensive boots and a pair of expensive gloves.
Yeah.
The same thing happens here. They send a girl, to overseas tournament, and then maybe the year after or the next season, the parents just say, "Oh, sorry, she's not going to box anymore."
Yeah. So it's actually, the goal is to make like a mental shift, both for the families and boxers and everything, because
Yes.
I will bet that you have talented boxers there, but you have to change the mentality of keep going.
Yes. Yes,
Wow.
it's the shift. And I swear to you, you just actually said the word. It's a mental shift. And this is really what I'm trying to do. Yes, it's a paradigm shift. And this is what I'm trying to do right now.
Awesome.
I'm sure you will do it. You can do it.
Fingers crossed, I'm here anyways. And I come every day. I try every day with the girls. And I'm sure, if I'm trying, I think it'll happen one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. More steps.
More steps, I guess so, yes.
So you
And
are the,
this year
Yeah.
I had a lot of things. I think you saw the girl from Australia. The announcement that she was going to come, but of course, because of Corona, everything stopped. And honestly, I had a fund of money that was saved on the side, and I was going to take two. I was going to fund two girls, and I was going to have two girls fund their own trips. We were, and I had like agreements with countries like, Sri Lanka, for example. I spoke to the Sri Lankan Boxing Federation.
Yeah.
And I've spoken to other coaches in different countries who are happy to host us. Of course, without visa, because the Egyptian passport is like a bit difficult, to get a visa. So it was really hard to go to Europe, but Asian countries are fine. So I was going to take them this year, but again, it all stopped
Yeah.
because of Corona.
So you're also the founder of the Impact Sports Academy. Can you tell a bit about that? What is the spirit of the Impact Sports Academy, and what is your goal with it?
Okay, the main goal is really to develop girls in the sport of boxing, just like I mentioned even in the promo video. Okay, a place where girls can be safe, and secure and confident. Because a lot of them here, like that practice the sport, it's really old school, and they're mostly in the youth clubs. And the youth clubs are not, they're not flashy 5-star gyms.
Yeah.
Okay, they're pretty hardcore. It's kind of like I don't know if you've seen like in African countries, like in Nigeria or in Uganda, or of course Egypt is fairly developed, but still, you still get bad boys that come to the boxing clubs, and you get like gangs and things like that. So it's a bit tough. So the academy is a safe place for girls. Okay, it's really a safe place for girls and their families that they can actually trust to leave their girls in.
Yeah. Wow. Can you just go around so we can see the facilities you have?
Yeah, for sure.
Also to the people that is ready to go on a camp with us in Egypt, they can see.
Yeah. All right. So these girls are doing an inside. They're trying to box on the inside.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice one.
That's a hard work there.
So you have like a boxing ring in the middle, and you have some punching bags.
There's boys on the other side. That's our boxing ring, and that's the bag here. The bags.
That's nice.
Yep, and we have some little girls, and we have older girls, also all kinds of girls.
Awesome.
Can we ask some of the girls questions?
Of course, yes, absolutely. I'll stop for a bit. Do you want an older girl or a younger girl?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll pick one of these girls. Okay, stop. Fine. This. Okay. Salma is. I will have to translate. Okay, so whatever question you have,
okay.
I will translate it for you. Okay.
Yes. So I just want to hi. Just hi to her.
Salma.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so she's really buggered because she was just sparring. So she's the one. She's a national silver medalist for the military academy as well.
Nice.
Okay.
Congrats with that.
And she's a 51 kilogram boxer, amateur boxer. Yeah. It's she only had 1 year in the elites, and the first year she fought in the elite, she won a silver medal.
Wow, that's really nice.
No one knew who she was, and like she won.
But now they know.
Now they know who she is.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
So it'll be her second year in the elites this year.
Nice. I would like to ask her to explain who is Coach Sally.
فهمتي؟ قولي وانا ترجم. قولي. بتسألك انت اشرحي مين كوتش سالي. مين؟ قولي اي حاجة اشرحي. ايه بالنسبة لك يعني؟
لا كل حاجة، يعني هي معايا في كل حاجة، دايما بتدعمني، دايما معايا، دايما بتشجعني على الأحسن، ودايما عايزة مني الأحسن، على طول معايا في كل حاجة، في كل حاجة بمعنى الكلمة يعني.
Okay, all right. So she's saying that she's the one who's with me all the time. She's the one that pushes me all the time. She's everything, and I wouldn't be here without her.
Nice. If you should give like 3 words about you to describe you, 3 words, what would?
اشرحيني ب3 كلمات. أي حاجة يعني. اشرحي أي حاجة. غلسة، حلوة. Horrible, bad.
لأنه جميلة وقوية جدا، ويعني اللي هو عارف دايما بتديني، يعني اللي هو بتديني طاقة كويسة.
Okay, so she beautiful and strong, and the one that gives me the positive energy or the vibe.
Oh, that's nice.
And I have one question for her. Is like, what does she get out of boxing? Why does she do boxing?
بتستفيدي ايه من البوكس؟
بس كل حاجة.
ايوه، ايه يعني استفدتي ايه؟ بتلعبي ملاكمة ليه؟
بلعب ثقة في النفس جدا. بعتمد على نفسي في كل حاجة وقوتي. يعني مش بخاف. وبحب ان هو كمان في روح حلوة، يعني حتى لو مثلا لعبت او خلصت لعب او كده ما بتضايقش من حاجة.
Okay, so she's saying that I've become more confident than ever before. I've become more stronger than ever before, and it's taught me how to be responsible. And it's also given me. I've also learned sportsmanship from boxing because even after the like fights, win or lose, I've become friends like with a lot of other boxers.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's awesome. Tell her thank you
And
many
she's
times.
really cool, and congrats with all the results she has.
ويعني بيحييكي على كل اللي انت حققتيه يا سلمى. Alright. Alright.
Wow. I mean, what you just said is actually you reached your goal with her already. Like she get more confident and all these kind of things you were wishing to do with the Impact Sports Academy.
Yeah. She's amazing. She's a very quiet and shy girl. This girl. She's very, very quiet and shy. And she has like, and I don't like to say this, but she has speech issues as well. And she feels a bit shy about her speech.
I wanted to say, I think it was like to listen the language because I never heard it before. I think it sounds really nice. The language.
Well, but it's not about the language. She even has like issues with her speech. Even though she's studying law at university, she's supposed to become a So I think she's supposed to become a lawyer after she's finished. But I think she wants to like apply for the police force.
Yeah.
Now that she has like a boxing title and things like that, so she is entitled to apply for the police force.
Okay. Can we have? She said. You said she was the younger one.
You want one of the young ones?
Yeah. If it's possible, just to hear the different kind of generation.
Yeah. I'll get you a. Then Farida. Farida.
If it's okay with them, of course.
Yeah. Of course. Hi, Farid. Here's Farida. قولي hello.
Hello.
We cannot see her.
Sorry.
She's down. Hey.
Salam. Her name is Farida, and she's only 12.
Wow.
Okay. When did she start boxing?
Only like just a bit over a month ago.
Okay. Can I ask her?
But she's going to remember how I said that development program that I applied for that I got with the Ministry of Sport. She will be going to the test with a panel of officials. Yeah, she's amazing. She's very talented. She's very strong. She already spars with all girls that are like 16 and 15-year-olds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So why did she end up in the gym?
I actually saw her at the supermarket.
Okay.
And you were like, that's like a good physical body. I need her to box.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And then her dad and mom were there, and I was like, does your daughter do any sport? And then they said no. I said, okay, take my number. I'm a boxing coach, and please bring her to me because she is like, her build is very, very strong.
Yeah. Can I ask her what did her friends tell when they figured out that she started boxing?
في حد من صحابك عرف ان انت بتلعبي ملاكمة؟ قالوا ايه بقى؟
اتبسطوا جدا وقالوا هنزل معاكي قريب.
They were really happy for her and they said that they will join her soon.
Oh, that's nice.
Really cool. That's really cool. And if she should describe you with the 3 words, what would she say?
بتقول لك يعني وصفيني بثلاث اوصاف، 3 حاجات. انا الكوتش.
بتتدرب كويس.
اي حاجه غلسه وحشه شريره.
خالص.
Cute. Oh, she said I'm cute.
Yeah.
And I'm a good coach. ايه تاني؟ قولي حاجة كمان.
بتتدرب كويس جدا.
She trains me really well.
Okay.
I will bet on sometimes you're also a mean coach. She can say that too. It's okay.
Okay. But we don't... just a second.
She's falling out.
Yeah.
No, she said no.
No,
Okay. I'm not a mean
you can do
coach.
that.
I'm not mean. I'm not mean to Farida because she takes the instructions. She's amazing, but when she started, I was like, does this girl really understand what I'm saying? And then when I put her in the ring, I was like, she can't even like throw, like she doesn't know how to shadow box. I was like, oh my God, this girl is gonna give me a hard time. And then when I put her in sparring, she wiped everyone out. She made everyone cry.
Oh, that's great.
Cool. Thank you so much and good luck for her.
Tell her congratulations with the pathway she's going now.
Thank you.
قولي بصوت عالي.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
That's nice. Sally, we also have some fast questions for you.
Yep.
And it's not like about thinking or anything. You just like say it and
Choose one.
Choose one. So the
Okay.
first one is like red or blue corner.
Blue corner.
Why?
I like it. I like the blue out. I like the blue outfits.
Yeah. Okay. So meat or vegetables?
Meat.
Being a boxer or being a coach?
That's difficult. Being a coach.
Do you rather want to be living on the countryside or in city life?
Countryside.
Pro or amateur?
Amateur.
Coaching girls or coaching boys?
Girls.
Do you rather want to be your younger you or your older you?
My younger me, yes.
Why?
I just miss like the fun days, where like you used to party and like used to go out with friends and not bother with like things like coming here and coaching and being a grown up, just being a being a mother and being a teacher and a coach. I just want to be like I want someone to look after me.
Yeah. That's nice. So this is going to be a hard one. Australia or Egypt?
That's very difficult. It's very difficult.
A tie.
I love Australia, like with all my heart. I wouldn't have achieved anything here if I didn't learn how to box in Australia or learned how to coach, in Australia and learned all the things from all the great coaches. But of course, I've achieved more here. Like I've achieved more as in developing the girls and getting them, to a good level in the sport, at least on the national level. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
So it's difficult.
Yeah, I know. Do you rather want to learn new things or educate people with what you know?
Would rather now at this level, I might want to choose educate people.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And is it Superman or Batman?
Really? Batman.
I just have to
for
say,
sure.
Most of the people we have been interviewing or studying with, they were Batman fans.
Oh, great. I think it's a boxing thing. I think it's a boxing thing.
I think so too.
I mean, Superman has red and blue. I mean,
that's because you could not decide. I mean, that's the thing.
Okay. As I think maybe as a last question, if you could have like an ideal description of female boxing, how would it look like for you?
In a boxer, like in a person?
No, like if you could like by yourself create the female boxing world, how would that look like?
It would look like lots of like girls in training, inspiring, free travel to tournaments and camps, and winning titles like for girls and more weight divisions and just like the guys, just
Equality.
equal. Yeah, just equal. I mean, you know what? Sorry, I'm going a bit broad, but to be honest, I'm not very happy with reducing the weight divisions for women at the Olympic Games. I wasn't very flattered with the decision. How can you remove, like weight divisions? You're like reducing the chances of women participating.
Yeah.
Why do you want like a 54 kilogram boxer to either go down to 51 or go up to 57? Like, why don't you just leave the 54 kilogram, 64 kilogram, and the 81? They removed 3 weight divisions.
I think it's a hard discussion because it has nothing to do with IBA. It's something from the Olympic Committee. And when the women, they started with like the 3 weight classes, and then they got like 5 weight classes. But to get 5 weight classes,
2 minutes back. I'm going
2 minutes back. Okay. But to get 5 weight classes, they took 2 of the men weight classes out to the women. So there was a lot of men. They were angry because the women got 2 more weight classes because it got taken away from the men. There is only allowed to be amount of weight classes in boxing. I think that's the problem.
But in the ideal world,
we should have all the weight divisions.
Yeah.
As many possibilities. Yeah.
Sally, are you there? You froze.
The Wi-Fi doesn't work.
I hope you come back.
Yeah.
Else, I just want to say it was really awesome to have you here. And it was so inspiring. And I'm so glad that you reached out to me and us. And let's hope that we can plan for a camp in Egypt.
Yeah, definitely. So, unfortunately, just let's see. If we can maybe we can, it's not a lot of time we have back, but we try.
She came back.
We have a minute.
Perfect. So like
we have 1 minute back. It's like a break between us.
No problems.
I just want to say thank you because you wanted to participate and it's inspiring.
Thank you.
So happy that you reached out to get us excited, and I hope you get your life
and I would like to say thank you for the effort you put into this whole world of boxing for the world, because I think that's just, so please keep it up.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it so much. And I do reach out. I always reach out when there's an opportunity that I want, because it's all for like trying for these girls to get somewhere.
You have 5 seconds.
10 seconds.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank
guys.
you so much, and have a nice evening.
Thank you. We'll stay in touch. Bye. Bye. Thank you.